Yo abusia nan so ye dafo from a man krankra bia akwaba. And the episode no men yet too emotional. Me person obi abeye so emotional. My catch last week say any ye climb ye ko yenim. Ye try to identify our problems. Na ye hu ye problems ne keke. Ye hu problems no na ye hwe problem ne source. Na afi ye hwe kwan ye befa so a ye bede ye hu. Ye nye apede ewo asem we hu. And a yemfa bitterness so entity asem way. During the pandemic, a movement started in South Africa to push out Abrofu who have stolen their land. Where was everywhere. Obia already news. Obia saw it. How South Africa for no sorry ya huodimu say Abrofu ni na enko. Ne ya de papa no mo ya na se ne ya de boni no mo ye. Obi anko ni kuromo obi anko ni kuromo yi eye debe important na etai sa asem no achi. The group called Dudula grew into a political party. Omo be dane say nipa so omo so because na agenda na omo kita no ne dia na omo de ba no na sebe eto bibini bia asum. They got so much media attention and many melanated people across the globe sympathized with Dudula. Obia de ni energy ni ne humobro na tinka ni emotions at the time omochi. Cause we die ebibifo ahunyansa. Almost started saa no na bibia pointed to a level says this time round no the melanated people are taking a great decision or a greater move to no be any age. But before they could protest their anger against systematic invasion and takeover of their land, the powerful Abrofu machinery redefined them in the media as an anti-immigration organization. Yebepe bibi na yede abo se obibini ka bibi a debi omo wo kwan a omo dane no na edenti na masa de we etimi ba ne sa de masa de we etimi ba ne sa ne se ye hu problem no na ye confused about spirituality. When we are talking spirituality, we don't want to understand, say it's all about magic, it's all about demonic, it's all about manipulations. When we talk spirituality, I know be the nisika ehiano or my huntona. No matter how rich I we no, ye kan ye hiafwa ye kan woka ho. Spirituality ade liberation bre continent, na de bre country no, and no ye friend spirituality. And yes, spirituality lifting an individual soul. And yes, spirituality. This is where the problem is. Myself, I call myself the spiritual visionary, the sky watcher, but I believe, I know that Africans don't understand the world's spirituality because the way they practice it, the way they teach it, the way they talk about it, Oma is so small and so little. Spirituality is not about a single person. Spirituality is about a continent. It's about a country. Said the Nkrofo way etimi use mechanics. Edi change omo abrabo asebio tafra chenka obekasa no mo yamu bi omo free baby ba. No mo abe use mechanics way esunya ade a omo amfamba. Etimi di asesa omo abrabo asesa omo man. No mo tena omo achi. Na omba beka nkyere wo se meditu oba wo so anase mededen ba obefa wa wunua doctor ni na wa kyere no adeko a oklemi se onim na wunua na be ye doctor obeye doctor wi a o prescribe onu na duru a waye the same person e kyere obi adwuma o adwuma na wa kyere wunua no wunua ni feel so important because of your doctor but o prescribe ni master na o kyere na de no eduro na de ama wunua enti enye onu no beku na mo wa wunua na o claim say wakode ntiteye enya saa tumi ni bi ni beku because onu no betena ho na wa prescribe obi eduro de ama wanom na wawu se wahu adenti na obi wo bibi na wo kosua bi na wo sua wuntumi nya ne oye ni bi pepepe but esese wo bedi boy wade no ho. These are magic our use against us. South Africans stood up. They had every right to say that there was nothing wrong. But oman to share source, no, oman to share magic, no man to share power, no, like I told you the other day, say, because we don't understand what is called power. That is why when we get money, we feel say yen show off near maybe to prove power, Debbie. Eno ye enisu. Na who shows anyama no kra wo mo bi na eye power. Power is creation. Power is at the moment unim sa de we assume asidi be ni source you say and you are able to stop it. That is the kind of power they are using against us. Into obeba beti occultic group. Obeba beti Christian afo no wabetu Hinduism, no wabeti Orthodox, wabeti way, wabeti Catholic, obeti bibia or wo binibi. Now so na wo na say Oma who se o power ni bi ba wo ye boy e wo power no ho e den na yen tumi nsua na yen tumi nye ne omo ye no na yen so yen hu impact na impartation no omo hu wo mabra boso no e wo ye continent no so ye koje power ne kitwa bi ne ye didi ye nuanom so sa nyama we na me pese me bie so ne ye hwe Sankrofo way eye omadwene ehu nyansa sabio eye a greater decision for the continent and even for melanated people and everybody all over the world. Omo admit say yes, this is a great decision. They could see him. Omo an check it. Omo an fa sunsum sem na nka ho. Omo an pesos no. Omo antumi anhu se sebe enipa de da no e na wo yedi tumi control nipa ni sunsum na sade e chi na nipa ni sunsum be hye be body ni mu a sunsum na be hye body ni mu no na direct e correct and also say emma onipa tumi emma ne timi didi wiase so e ho no e na ya fall short no nti ye be ka kosua asofudie ye ba ye the Bible no ene ne translations tumi e wa akire no enka ho bi nti Bible mpo ye ntumi nton nye sika wo. The Abrafo were so good that they rebranded the movement to start attacking Nigerians and other melanated people. Some ubetimi ekita ade no na se wo yesi bibi the understanding wo stand there bibi na e wase nti se we hu ade ko na wo stand wo so na no matter how powerful you are you fall off. So that is what we lack. Ye ya adwene no de ana ye no so was correct. But again na ye di movie, na ye movie with a covenant. And also said na ye movie with soul contract. What were we moving towards? Eho ene ya ye ja e wo ho no no. Nti we mu de omo ye so smart. Omo ya de no no omo akekere source no. Na ehye ho. Omo nye dede hunu sa na brofu subante. Nti hu omo abeka so omo ye vulnerable. But the omo akekere ya eda form omo gina so no. So Kachira will say, I understand this, na yampa onimdia ewase no ogina so no. Indeed, or understanding. This is how powerful these people are. But what happened? Yechichiri bibia wahu no more redirecting energy ni frequency no because we don't have that kind of ability. They lost focus. And the political party they formed couldn't make any impact for us. Inti bibia wo wi asibia ye ne ye bechechire. But understanding any won't ye chichiria no more redirect it. No more the abehwi ye tirisu say na de ye nam. Enye say ebinumo try you. So mo be ma ekuro na ye you. But asat the nkrofo we di begum framem. Asat dia nkrofo we e di begum framem ma bibini. Iste se na ni be bre ne tamfo so ne yefo so no. Na ni abere ni nua wo sika kakra. Ni nua bi o sen no no bro ne so no. Eho eno mo be ma wa redirect. You have to hate Obi. Yes, you have to dislike adia hye wo so. But adia na hye wo so. Unua ye na hye wo so. Ana broni a wa be wura mu fie wo na opese mu nyina mu ntamu ntete. No mo mu ndi mu so no. Ono ena esese wo de wa ho ya ene wabufuo kɔ no so. Ehi na wo hwa ye direct ye bufuo ni mfa nko. Gwei na ye calculate. Sanyama we baby ye be direct ya de na kɔ ne ye hu na Kwame Nkrumah was the only person or yes smart. And atware so try so baby. But the point is adentina the atware ye ni nyina no obia president bia nso to me make it a move na nkeja na ye wom. What is holding our balls? You better come one day. The Zulus of Soweto were creating a movement against the stealing of their land, which was so right. And the thieves created a counter system of complex institutions and government agencies to hypnotize them. So when they were creating this movement, what was their ground? And then another movement, mu creating na isiso. Someone who baby aye like no. Nti ama ye noise makers. These people will just look at you, normal put you 1, 2, 3 mechanisms together. Would you ever heat in the bra? And no one is how the heat in the back. Or mobile bounce back to you. Africans always have this problem. They are never ahead of their problem. They are always behind their problems. Kiki. Adia kunipa, enye de do. Almost share niamano, but so well, abrofunu shady, no say, shafa, no teni bibia, a Edema, no more share patiently, almost share boko. I call this the white cross movement. Sana me friend. The entire my friend is sana match. Because so we share brofo omo de omo no mu ni papa. Omo no mu donate sike we ase na. Omo no omo dom mu problems, mo yare, mu baby a mu nkotu yefunu anya 7 months yin entungu. Omo no mu ye bibia ama mu. Ai omo kra no mu bre mu nyankopon. Nti bibi obroni be ya ma obibi ni biara eye pepe. And then minim energy awu. So we need that wa obum so shoe. I released. This is why I posted on Facebook that we are at war, and that no matter how angry you are not angry enough to act as a black man. Throw away on my Facebook page. Of late, I've been writing some things. Me catch them, my boss and rap. I send me so on trying to borrow posting more. Some Maame Grace Misrel. I know, or some or the Maame so answer. Or say me pa ocho nan say I've been writing because say lunu me yam sa na me ntumi nso ma na ato atoro enkrofo se nka dia me tro no me nka bibi ani wa me nka me ka ni nyina me num nsem dooso dia me ka nyina aso nyansa fu nyansa ai ana me ka tro enti obibi ni duafu ai ne kwan so a na yebu mfu enough to act and say yebu fu enough say ye be act like dudu la fo yi so a and so no ye di bibi beta ye kire ne yehu ba bia ye direct abufuo no de yakọ ana so say ye befatuo ne yakọ John say ye koku ye yefo na ye yefo no anya strategy bi nti edituo ni gina eduru ho a no wada ne tuo n'ani ahwe ye nya so ne ye ku ye nuanom na ye sere ibisa. I call this the white cross movement. The reason I call it the white cross movement, this is why I posted and I'm a catch on Ebusia. Let's dig into the system that has been battling melanated people for thousands of years, hiding in secrets and in magic of the abrofo system. Wait, and I'm a person ye can want some Ebusia. Ubeti nya say ye be enter into the rabbit hole no a bit. I picking is kakra mami. Ye be komo, ahwane ye be ko but me can be atro. In Ghana, a white cross could signify a place of care, charity, and a loving community of donations and free hospital services. That is exactly what they want you to know. That is at the highest level. I was asking my boss questions. Say, my boss, because they say, or no, so ana me feel say, anka me can't send me or tema since say, or since I'm a mekano, mean susu, mean come and to. And I'm maybe saying, and that's an me come and what to me, me come and to say, me wusuna, me come and to us, or see me. Mean to me, come on to me beside me boss. I said, me beside me, say, Crofona. Omufio mukuro muno omobecheche akromfo wa ha no. Onimso omo no mo ya akromfo pa tachu amwa. O si aseme na okofa me se ane. San krofo no kra omo nye government agencies and I say government appointees so omo ye agency a omo ana omo ate omo kromfo bi enchen san krofo ye omo so omo ya kromfo omo cheche akromfo kromfo akofa kromfo akowia eno ho ne yatie but the American me boss so onchero o ma me nka so I because on passing san krofo ye omo ba omo be cheche krofo yi chatis san me from abrofo omo no mo ye chatis in the highest level bibia omo be wash bibia na sanko bibini si obeba fom na so nya plan bi no nya ni pain na nko be hwe na wa manage anaso say wa imagine anaso say wa align with the frequency na di pain na ba no wa hu ba bi obe disperse pain na gu a ka the better for us but e dey na ye gina o masa atwate sifuo yi fili so omo na omo nim omo abra wo democracy omo abra wo religion omo abra wo bibia you can think of and omo de bibia ye fita anti e no na ye obibini yare a ato na adwini mu aye cancer wa adwini mu eno na me pese me no e ka ho asem Me boss say me come and to mama nka na kromfo we ye dem be che kromfo. How? Obi ye kromfo chance an kromfo we. Ba yanka de ehia. Me man krankra bi akwa aba. E the best spiritual award you made kese so like I said. And then you can say Oshun I released. And you can equally say you betumi enter into the rabbit hole. In natural fact, anything at all can happen today on this platform at this particular moment. Ewiase ehu o. Ewiase ehu in natural fact nkrofo no mo ba no mo be chi nkrofo ni wie no mo gigi sika na aye o mo gigi no. Eni niama na o mo confiscate ni de keke e ka won pa mo cho. Aya mo find out say hin na ekọ because they've done this before. Pamucho aya yehu ba bia kwasam no yehu na wie ye. Mesrem o we dem pamucho eye question. My name is always Maame Grace. Today you can call me Oshu. I'm here to talk to you about something very simple but powerful. Something that can liberate all of us. This is what is called spirituality. I believe you, and I send you love. I send you love. I send you joy. I send you strength. I send you energies. I send you light, pure energies. I send you help wherever you are watching me from. I send you health. I send you healing. I send you healing. In fact, I feel like telling you this. Adie bia ama wo body na jami o system no ekom. Eduro bia wano mama na broso na unya wayaresa. I send you healing. Pure healings. I send you love. I believed you. I always believed you. I never believed you. I always believed you. I believed you. I believed you. And I wish you a nature day. And I welcome you to another episode of Spiritual Hour. Today we are discussing the white cross. I think I've said a bit from the beginning. So let's look at the main topic. We are being ruled by demons who have turned our world into a complete slave dungeon. And they have branded their demon system democracy. Is this what you see? Is this what you are experiencing? Truthfully, tell me. Are we practicing democracy in Africa? And with who? Why na ekebi? Amo biswa kebi. Pamucho. But the point is this. What are you doing about it? And what have you done? Say ye papa, say nye papa, say mbuao, say mbuao. Why na ekebi na why so na ekebi? Akwenya be ni yeti ye wo. Na say dia makike nyina no. Why na ekebi? Na obi akebi. Na wo a wo hwe me no, den na wo betumi aye about this. Are you going to put your career at risk and organize an uprising against the system? Do you have what it takes? Me baby. Onini kunu ne fia brochira ba wato na sase o si ni dan wo so. Bibia pepa ni bibia wo ho. E no bi si dan wo ho na omo de asem na ko police station na oba ye no ko police station no obi sa papa ne se. Na police fu e mesra mu o mu amwa he. Papa ye oni pepa. And as me aba here am hwe no yosi den papers ni bibia ni registered. Nti mo yesenya aduma papa na moto ya o ka aseda bo betumi di abrochire life na ba ha. Omo buru na di to bo ne jaw ni ne na omo wie no omo san de ne to sales. But omo ankasa hu say so dem 24 hours na court be mu a enye papa because obisa awasem e na wuduafu. This is how Africans use power and authority. But the omo be yama omo nkrofo ade omo ho de eye difficult. Na wo kwan po say wo be bisa Africa leader bi question na do you have that right? And when the people get frustrated, now if omo didi nkrofo a omo buru omo so atem, it's not supposed to be like that because enso che woto mu ayesi eyihwa. Mo amani pa kwan na wanka na sem na mo amahiafo so kwan na omo ho omre no so anya kwanya anka omo no kora afei na the frustration and the aba ne ma parasitic shield omo hye parasitic shield no akromfo a omo wo mpanimfo tata omo achi no omo wo sika no kwan na omo ye bone bia no omo twifa so free na omo kwa No here ni no atia kamua kabi mamin kabi abambuo no wo hefa na de ben na de nsusanso na de beba kuro no so we ye question my try ni yi ano. In fact, how many hours do you even have in a day to do anything about how demons are hypnotizing us into a wekabi mentality? Maybe some. Why the wadaje? Do you want brochire ye adwuma tu because one yen sound to me me ye hwe fear. Ena fiefoɔ so beyi ahye yemu ma wa Africa ha nti so beti abrochire so ye adwuma onye adwuma ɔte abrochire nti se ɔtɔka so sifie ye de pressure tototo ye ho so de ɔte Ghana so adwuma na ɔye ne salary ya he obedi traffic mu fiti amache 4 na wakɔ akɔtena adwuma mu hɔ na wapon 5 na wasa di traffic mu abafie 8 o'clock. Nti na African men nyina mentally we are not stable. Don't get angry over this because you obey pregnant. O warrior, ubehwe wukunu, obeye pregnant, ubewo ba, ubehwe akola no, wasan ahwe wukunu, asan ahwe fie, asan akwa adwuma anapa 8, asan abafie nwumbre, anadwo so nipa dasani abetu ahye wo so. Africa obaby eni ho ye stable. Me kan, uko mo papa kura no mo buafu. Ubehu nkola nketenkete na omo te traffic, omo te card mu na omo oda. Na maame ne te card mu na afie na oye makeup. Papa na nkasa na fu aye de hye because oba anadwo na ye che ba yere ma na weye. Na ye nyina ye yare ene ye nam inti time ben ena ye wompo ye beteki ye time ne ya question ni ama ne ya hwe se ye bibi mpo e masa abofra bi nyinya 18 no to me ko school wie wan ko school wie at least baby opeda obenya bi aduane obedi obenya bi na se boni besi mpo abofra ne be ya abofra boni mpo boni no ye no wanya odo kakra bi because ne maame ankere no do na busuafo ankere no do obi ankere no do a oman ne kire no do a wama ne baabi ada na wama na aduane edi. How do we calculate this? Ukwa abrochira system we ewo ho. These people are never rich than we are. They are not richer than us. But when they mix mechanics and they think generational. And no, how do we even use power? Do we know what is called power? In fact, what do we do with power? Apart from say you're humiliating Crawford. Near the shall obey children because of obi who we any obi time sambra ne be so kon and so kon be so ba confess because ade bia wo ye bia wo jama wo ba ti say ye papa say ye bone so wo si dan na ade be jana me ka kire mra bone bia wo be twa obi ho adwen bone e de asese no and so kon a wo ba kon na be so because e ade a we create your people have to inherit it ye ina ye yare kwan ben ye wo adaje ben ye wo a ye de kohwehwe ni amemesre wa embre ko a wo wo no ka kire me emre ne bi wo kwa ana. No one has time for anything. Are you busy? You wake up, need to go to work, prepare the children for school, go to gym. Gym no crowd and find time to pray to a religious God every hour. Esa wo empire or attend church programs. One ko abofra no kro university no one church programs ni bia church or ya abofra boni. Na mo church programs so am ye de wa ko school se ko sua de. O sorry a church program ase na wusie uni adaji pa wudi sua de ya ye mobo wo ye nya ye kurom because obi ejina ho asua de ehun se me de we gu mfana mem e be direct obi ya anadwo no oye o be ka hwe anadwo na se wugi tum se kronfo ebetimi akọ blow powder egu obi ni ne yere ni ne ma o mo ada so wo window mu no watumi o mo ada ma watumi akọ wia ne ni amanyina ye upgrade ye nanka brofo iba ye hugu omoso a nanka de be ye omo bia na ye de aye omo aden na ye ntimi nya hwe eden na ye ntimi nya hwe bibisa mo asomdwe ne ahoto oburu ni baawo obibini baawo sa ahoto ni bia na we your question. If there is a little time left, you have to allocate it to entertainment. Ntefe wo hu sani a program no wo no the space kakra na ebeka no bibi omo hihye bibi ama and you are just following. Da ben na watena se apose say eh na denti na da bia me kwa aduma 6 o'clock me pound 6 o'clock na me kona me ba na wo yesei na wo tua bills sa watena se da kura bisa ho se ne kura ne sei eno na last week me no kan aye no Bibisa se nkrofo kra pese omuku omo no mu because mfaso oni so nti bebrebe no aya wo bisa unya time kakra ebisa wo because wo ye adwuma ni nyina na wie na obedu fia wan so TV a na waso we ana me kan fake movie ni se mo hu ankasa confession samoye sesi ekura sa fake movies no unim de enti ama no mpanifo no hwe bebre because it is more or less like porn. It has a lot of sexuality in it, and in actual fact investigation kakra mo amumu bia mo amu ka kire me ye episode ni wie ni say ebi kura wo mu a obehwe no omu promote gayism na ebi so kura omu promote threesome oba ba akutumi ware maami mema me nsa wo na omu enjoy inti die bempa na nkrofo we di gu mu system mu motumi tena seda koro ebisa mo say omu ye den na omu say at this point let's introduce this, at this point let's introduce this, that mpese ye benya a single minute for ourselves. What's your favorite soccer? Unya time kakra no na ode be ye mema no soccer team na ne na mienu gu center table so because wenya maame ne tena ho obe no aduane na omu nyina akwa adwuma ba and all these things no emba no du ya na omu anu aduane na papa no watwe ne nemu na egu table no so na odi aduane na odi na obi abeyi chance me say African bad omu ye mobo chance because obani kunu so obeye bibia pepepe nyesa oye list mistake ana say o laki bibi kakro ontumi nyo be man ba ko hwe fair tie because omo enyo ba ni brifu bi so tenchen ho ti obe man da na ne ho a ondwin say oni nyonko ba abeko emotion bi mu nti na ono so atena so na omoko na mba na ye ha in the name of marriage. I'm not saying you leave your marriage oh. You are not me. But me can't say much. All I'm trying to say is that adie biara de woto form. Na ema wa ho odin firi wo mu. Na di wumbre nyinara. Na yi wani die fi wo mu. Na yi wusunsum fi wo hu bia ya de ese wo react. Esa de wo fighting it off because emwa eyi wo ni pesu e na afiri wo mu. Na emema no ene ne ye beye ne ye hwe omo hwe we omo favorite movie e wo Netflix so ni nyina se sika de konkrofo ya ho wanya ubebo music wambo music abehwe concert na wanhwe so abehwe fashion omo te se menu so na omo si ho na omo perfumes na omo collect nkrofo waye yen bibiara bi you repeat this amidst heavy taxes bills, sicknesses, back and forth until you die, and others take over to continue the same cycle of a caged rat race. When you go so aye, de bia de ba kuna na ye repeat, de bia de ba kuna. This is where we are. Obi ehu bibi boni bia wo because at the moment, at a time, at a point, it is giving you a small joy. Until ye who problem na. A limit yen say a japade bi ana no pedi ehu because yen fight problem ni restructure ni ye na mom ye boa ne mani yini nti obi awo ye wonu tum na obeto a ofili se sa na se ye ese me sori am kwa adwuma na me say the people whose great grandfathers corrupted good ancient institutions to produce draconian forms of religion, politics, media, and killer health systems are the ones benefiting. Omo nananom ebeye se nyama fui edigu ebi before so omo no munya mfaso from fake movie to biara. Omo no mo benefit ede na yen benefit. We only promote it and invest into it. And no matter how we see it, we can't do anything about it because ye fight ade na ye ko he. Said ya make ye ko fight se si a me obehwe me wo he. YouTube na be YouTube wo ma me dia o papa dia ya ye hu se ye ntumi nya hwema ye hu ya ntumi nya hwema, and even your own people that you are trying to caution say hey ye gina bibi mu aya nso ye bebubu aguo moma ye nya bibi no omo pe wo no mo akum atwatwene. If a great white occult magician like Solomon were alive today, the Solomon you cherish so much, the position in Makachon, he was nothing but a magician and an occult. I don't know why you are a pastor, a bishop, and you cherish Solomon, David, and the Akeka account, and you feel somebody's occultism is way. Who could see a Bible school, not in a way, see a power, a DH, a Bema room, a crooked went there. Etinia sikaya rich poto. Na a whole continent like Africa, you people pray more than Omunina. How can Dubai ha? Omwetumia yo mukuro ni saying with only oil, the same Islam. na wote ya no waya na zongo nchenti dani nyina aye red ya bo apie so wo ho ni yehu ne aye yehu wokosua den na mwansua mechanics na ho evidence wo ho no mwansua amfa nka ho na munua ba ase moma yenhwe mu yi na nkrafi ateko ne yin won ye wonya mfaso ayen mfaso bia ye etu ye nya mfaso wo ma yenhwe boni ben na wa asem we mu bibisa na nkrofo we omu dak de bi omu cash up on us de bia omu nya sika ewo ye ho e de importe from jalabia to Quran, from Bible to you sword to asori dem go rubber flowers na mudi asisi wo no ene nkane amoso bob, in fact matches, in fact toothpick, in fact toilet roll de hene ye ne yaye nti ne kura ene say Samuel cherish Solomon, Uncle Solomon cry while alive today, he would marvel at how dark and demonic magic is being used to enslave humanity. So when you talk about dark magic, when you talk about magic and kasampo, in fact demonic stuff, how do you even explain this? Me say Solomon te asia, ko behwe mudina waka say, hey, abrofi won why yazi there, what's in nyama was atoto kwando. Na wording crofui wadato nkoasum me be some the same thing na moye apart from nantwie any kokoni kwadu a ewozongo ho pamuchewo a ewozongo ho apart from akwankyere ne nkomhyefun a aka wasoro wo need ebrofo a mafu adehye 80% of you dia be biom na aka wo ho me be some. You cannot cherish Solomon and come and tell me this somebody is evil, somebody is demonic. That is the temple. Solomon. Ono na ye embronsамfo nyina head. I always tell people that I don't get conformed by spirituality. Me. And they get shocked. Say, hey, the way I wouldn't na. No. I told a man something, or you're shocked. Make I tell me, woman, I don't for need to be so. Me attachment in issue. You make me know what now of I can also drop you like I've not seen you like 1 million years. I understand spirituality. Nothing can enslave me. I am so good, I will be so good to you. If I decide to move, because I will be distorting me energy. Now ube pollute me, I'm so gone. They are open away, mean to me in sound. But me ma so my own sesame. But I say so because it aligns with the magic controlling this world. Sure? That is why I always tell you, listen to everybody. But pick the ones that resonate with you. Men you're conformed with the obieka. That's how I behave. I want you to behave the same. Men you're conformed with spirituality. Anio. Because no one used to control this I will give you a good example so you don't think I'm just bragging or blabbing. When we argue against religion, say, and I sorry, you are standing at the same place. We say it was used to stop radicalism in Africans and their ability to fight oppression. Say, ana religion kremosum ene Christosuma na ye ka se omo no omo ba ye na omo be ye nananom ene omo moja omo hwiegu ye ene the way na omo ye human sacrifice ene anu no omo de ba ye omo de be yi se ne ma ni nyina afiri wo na omo be kire yen odwo na omo kire yen se de ye jaiku. In actual fact, if you will be honest, from Genesis to Revelations, everybody was killing a goat, a sheep, a coco, a dove, and it is this God that claim is merciful that killed a child. In fact, his own child. It is yes, can't obi okum nipa pa Yahweh, and Yahweh is the person that tell and as on no better nipa nsa. And the man said that you can nipa mujegu. We can decode this to one day. It's biblical. I'm not even saying anything. Time na David. Any Saul, pray Sakonwa no ho no. Pray Muhammad Saul, delay David for 7 years and son obeye ohene no. Obeye ohene no according to story no almost ekom ebaye na nsu nto na awia mo. Nti na aduane ho ayeden. Eden na si ye. David consult ye. The witch of Endor. Oko consulting no na okache ne se eye nipa Saul ekukum ni de keke ka ho nti asase no mogya we nti no momfa dan eden no di made ye ose o momfa Saul asefo enum ye hangi omo mo ensie omo funu mpo enumandi omo funu wo edua na omo be hangi omo no eso ehonom na Mephibosheth asem ebe mu ni time ameka o sese na ehonom na omo hangi Rispa emma mienu ba ko de Mephibosheth ena Rispa tina wo sun nya Nyankopon kuro ye odimande nipa num say ye hangi omo by dirty oma omo yi omo funugu for mom all this ewudi no na ye Bible mu na fi bae se na wona na kum bibia na enye odwan bibisa wo nti why na di nipa ewudi e de bae a story for another day we can get into that. So instead of the oppressed using radicalism to stop the demonic magic and systems corrupting their society, they fall on religion that convinces them to accept the suffering and enjoy later after they die. Hwensemfun say, wona na ya ade na si ho. O say se wo fa enkun immediately. Se wo ko wi ade na, ade ni nkun immediately. Enya bone so na otete. Enye bone so na otete sa ade no obi fa na eku na obi ade da ho a obi ya mfa biem nti na tete no ekurom ha wobetumi de wade asi wa akọ hene ne ha aba nti na ye mfa wall ensi ye fie na ye fie nyina wonam wuram no wakoto we wonam wuram no wakoto we ne ye wo bambo bi a ne ye bo a ne ye bofa emmoa ho sa abo bi mbechi ye nyiwe ena emmoa mu nipa adane ne ho abesua yen ena ono odi sa niama we nyina abre yen nanti uchiri bone ada na won stop bone ba wo menipa ne ye bone a na wa bejaage no mpa mo cho sa niama me ni dia hi na nke stop bone na mo be ka kire se no enye na mo de dia wo be ye bone na edebreo so that ni pemu no obeba bejaage nti 2000 years ebedunu na bone fo ahe na wakiriti na enye se obeye bibi so de ache omumpo ode omu kogu nsam je nti mpacho wenum radicalism o ma na tade fita ene wo na de na ye instant judgment na ebe ma bone so atete na o ma na tade tuntum no de he ananka ye ma we ye question de he na nka ye ma mesra wa ha wo betwanya na wo wi ansa be kwa hu papa wo na se da bi nti nka galam say anyway se mahu gradually mahu ade bi am wo ye wo korom ha mu ye senya na mo beje ahemfu ni tumi fi o munsam tete ne ye nya yasema yedi na ahemfie na mo ye ya na mo beje ahemfu ni tumi fi o munsam ti bibi e beko police station ohin kra ye de beko police station agi tumi na fi o munsam se mo sesese mo de ne sa mo ji abusuafo so tumi afi o munsam sambre ya mo di funu eduru court e chese busuan ni se na so Bible na nkasa kora ka tere mo so nipa funu kaye na busuafo de a it's a story for another day. Yebeka ho asem nimu ho time ebibifo we num udi omochi a as nonsensical as this sounds our great grandfathers accepted it and confessed to religion. As at why they did that I don't understand. Na nye me nwanwa and I won't blame them too because we are living with trickster God. These people are tricksters. They are chatties. Grandmasters of chatties. So I won't blame our ancestors. And almost condition is different. There was a gun pointing at their heads. It is funny in the way looking like a funny in ano. Let's assume what you do. You see, while the missionaries were preaching, they knew that the preaching alone couldn't hypnotize the people. This is the wisdom. So blacks, when you people are preaching, share the other side because the missionary now or the assembly bre no one bre Bible no any interpretation any kabo pe any brofo ohun say no nko me hypnotizing crofo. So they secretly added toxic and deadly biological warfare enye na me kira wo no mo kika mo anim kira nya me so mpa so mo nim ahoden na say kramosum na mo som no wa ha no omotumi paake car no mo ya Miami security baba poolside ho wadane ho no mo mosque no wala mi di obuo ma no me kokrom na me ba na aboto ofa me mbo aben me honke megina wa atwen no wie na asore na no wa bebi mi bu no uko Dubai a unkoto sa aboto 12 mo kutukuto mo ni mu bo mpaye but look at the change you see there nti na me kire mo say musua ajalabia musua akokotuo safi kokonte ene di aka ho ni buta ahodo plastics ni nyina so yenye ne ha mo nsua de ka ho na nka ho apart from nantwie na mo betumi abosti off mo ma mo bumfu mo beba so ba beto me wo. These missionaries didn't do that alone. They almost checking all angles. Nti omo ade this deadly biological warfare. Omo de kan ho. So I don't know why you a bishop you can only be preaching telling us you have power. Asemi na esi ufie. Ye ni yenhwe. Afa wo sesa fam. Aka wo ne brofo ayente as. Yan ya wo den. Yenhwehwe tumi a edi authority na edi omo de ba ya omo tumi be ka asansanfu we kire wo ma wutumi bre wo ho ase egitum no eye bibi ne taye kire ye den ya. So before the missionaries attempt to conquer a community for Jesus, Theo, they don't just only preach. They make sure that the community's water source is poisoned. Their food is manipulated. And their air is contaminated. They make sure that they win na omo do beto ahu hiem. Said the be ya omo bekyere obibi te say omo ojo enu nti na Nyankopon besoma bronsam aba ho no wie ono awa be show no ho. And this thing I make say omo be say unsuo ni way is biblical. Me need time but metumi ama okakra. Sure, when you read everything that happened to the Egyptians, any Israel for akosi say nsuiri ni ba ye na men take ni tra omo si omo nsuo nyina omo say no omo mesum duru ho omo manframa ni mu breedi flies ene kuku omo ma ni na omo ka samatro. Before these people will attack you, they don't just come and preach to you and show you say what the puma way to why omo access eniama bebre ama omo do beto a vulnerable state mu enu ti na de bia sa Nyankopon beso ma bro nsam aba face no waba ono a two-edged sword. Yenfa no to ye betumi aba ho abebreki sa code no enso so dakoro. O se de wo se nsuo bi ansai. Na de be nsuo na no mo se Elijah mo mo duru ho no na aye polluted nti e so onfa ayewa ne enchini no onfa healing nsuo na so mo anu. They are talking to you. Then they will send spies to start poisoning the elders of the community and follow up with corruption and delusions. Enti in your Bible ne pe. So if you really want to preach or you really want to sell Christ, you have to go back to them. No monchra o sa tricks in na, cause tricks in na breaking the pani e man bow. Or say at the name of Jesus every knee must bow and every tongue shall confess. Yes, ubo Jesus ni ben about Bonnie is still increasing. Why? Because the source that will make every knee bow and every tongue confess, you lack it. You don't have one single solution. No. By the time they get to steal your land to build a church, all your strong and radical youth are weak, sick, and dying. Hey, me na make control. There is no platform. I hosted spiritual people were Ghana ha. Me platform. In fact, I am bragging. You can cross check spiritual person. Be already want na platform. We say so. So when they are coming, I know them. And I mean, me ye wiase. Me interest woso. Me interest woso. Na me Jews. Me mo obi akwa up to now. Me mo obi akwa. So when they are coming from the beginning, me na me who omo first. What shall doing no mo dey bana? Eye great. Tiawamu ubehu no na why you shocked. This is what they do. They will pollute you blue. Titiri kafra ene nkrofo na wa abrochiri no omo de omo sika be ma no omo ye so we akwa ha we ya ye say usu ye bi ubehu na nipa no. This was a Bible teacher, a great one. Afede wadane na nanom ono na oku nkukọ mponche efa ahi. I'm like, so what really brought about this? Omo be ma na hia. Enti na de bia Nyankopon ateche ni mu na okọ. Ateche mu kwa na okọ. Enti ansa na obi be sori se oba na waba be jikuro no. Na omo ama na ye weak. Enti weakness no is in so many forms. And then I'm doing crofo eba platform ni su bi no. E dey example ma no. All your food and water have been bioengineered to harm your body. Enti mo nyere mo na mo fe ni amangugu manhole ni mu na enko asase. Mo nyere mo senya they will take their time. Give you 100 years plan, you will follow. And by the time you realize, try and always get ahead of your troubles. That is wisdom. Fanisa. This is what they do. Ain't you know, where I make it, obi beka say, bioengineered harm to body. Yes, Emra Israel for free, Egypt as so no more kono. Na enye Nyankopon na to aduane firi soro ma omudi, but they were complaining about something. Omo si omo nya garlic ndi, omo nya wei ndi, omo nya wei ndi. Na nka aduane Nyankopon eto firi soro ema nipa didie. Anka wo hwehwe asase so aduane aye den, ye change nipa bi aduane. I wrote something again on my Facebook wall. I make a kira mo say, obi enim Africa fo aduane. Ai, inti mo na mo na mo ye madeda bota wo fa wesi we. Mpa mto munja dia mo kire ni nyina aduane ye aduane na bi ni ho. Eno so another topic for another day. Mama nipa aso munjo no na nipa ntwe no ye. At this point, let me tell you this. Say who blood pressure, tie me ye o. Who blood pressure, who diabetes, who cancer, those Alzheimer's. Say who will be a tie the American ye. The only thing I one fit all exercise. And numpo no who heart disease a wasem ye different. Asema mi ko obi enti ni ye. Memma obi and dada won kan kire wo say blood pressure duro ni say what started fair duro no for 10 years. The best thing you can do is to change your lifestyle, exercise, and change your food. Fa wedro no till say wo be call doctor ho no nti no mo ma wedro no every 1 month wo be call check it. Fa sa lifestyle changes ne ka ho. Na ko hospital na doctor kan kire wo say ebia no ma 10 meal for the about 5 meal. You increase your food intake, you eat clean, and I make a nanante exercise. With lifestyle, faka edru no, me mo bi and dada will say jaye edru no na kono mu ubewu. Asema me kan tie niye. If there is anything so wo edru no so dada, me nuanom, wo ma ye ma ye ninda ho. Ya nhwe ye hu ya sum keka yen in our vulnerable state, ye beku ye ho. A word to a wise is in tamale. Enti nkrofo ni fi Egypt no mo kọ nyame eto aduane ma o mudi o nyame mo mo aduane di so no mo hwehwe aduane foforo. This is what they do. Omba man from abone no mo asesa waduane enye no ho na nde yati. They have practically separated your mind so be sesa waduane a from your body and cause internal confusion in your soul and physicality. When this thing happened to you, Kim, you are dead, you are finished. And this is where Africa is standing. Our food, our bibia said ye di ho kola asesa. This is why I want the neighbor funu kunu no ko baby wo baby atry wo nananom no mo nye sa eno so your topic for another day. Me need time my ehye me pentem. This is why I forgive some behaviors because nkrofo bi be so die nkrofo bi be man prophecy nkrofo bi be fu sa waka Islam wasem me ma me bu mfu because me nim de omo adi. And I know some crofo bebre so minds and separated from their body. I know some crofo go through internal confusion in their soul. Anya effect our physicality so me mami bumfu. They then have free show of power and start stealing the land. It is a Muslim religion ba. This is the source. Omu yes anya ma we nyina wa ase. No mo nyina obibini an ho odin ho kwan. Na waka kire ne said dana koto na Nyankopon beba. What da koto 2000 years. Wo so wona wo bompa ye ma bibia asi. Wona oni bibia wo wi ase what happened to your child? And then utumi ye mommy engine tum say ye nipa mommy engine tum say ye confront to bibia ye ni wan wode mommy engine tum ne ye gitum an ye betimi ahwehwe kwan ye betimi afaso na momma ye njai say ye kosua aniso power bia ne ye gina ho no na ye predict ne ye we na ka me be ka website bi o mu nyina omugu me boss say me nka ma no ntum nti me jai. In actual fact, all the stars up there, we don't have control over them. These people have control over them. The ocean, the space, they have control. What is talking to you? In actual fact, come back baby or mugu. Oh, because sasa ni amane bremo. Me boss say mama nka wo baby anti me twas. And I make come me pay ye and until na make kasa bebre say because we were near wouldn't who are there. I'm telling you 10 years to come. I don't know what we will become in this country. Ebi aneme wuko ba omo ba no mofra na omo ba no. Ti the American say ye di nchine kakra mo yen keka nsem we nto mofra na so ni yen wu nko na mofra ndi omo bone ben. Na wa asama mi came. If there is heaven and this place is not necessary, and then no more pray, and the borders, a chichas are sitting fire, and yen and draw my mammy, so umbra no checky bibi or more way. Send come me, and I'm you be beginning, I'm a walk at like a sort of come a minute buyer, no must start a drink. Because Uncle way they don't just move, oh, answer no move, no, I spy. And no masuma or be should be the next thing on Bondela Brown, you have zero idea. na wo gina ho na picture na wo twa na wo nana bi ebe ye conscious na ohu a wo hu se ne nana de nkrofo we so ko mo museum sa hwe pictures o mo twitwa ebobo ho to taking picture with them is an insult to me. Some of them, not all of them. Think Maame we do happy. Na kese mpanifo no yem hwehwe om or call round or hwe heaven or mu focus on obey there wa poor continent. Who asase wo poor continent? Why ye why ye heaven? Dia na wo ba be no wa ha obibini so ndwi we hu. Unko heaven na unko rounds. Poor continent we na wo be mu na wo call round. Mumia yire ye hu ni ntwa picture na mamu ma ye hwehwem. Na ewom na sema me ken wa wo ye prophet mo aka wano atum na unka hwe no mo ntwere ndede etim fanto ho na ho asem be bada kro se mewu se mete asem behu oba round de na obe check yenya asoma spy ba ko ba yewu ma me koso akohye ye nyina asem mo ye ntwe ni ye munye busy na mo take pictures na pictures ne de mo be ko heaven ai these people they don't move keke o say yanya smarter yento aswe to ensure they don't get surprised by the next generation of radicals being born. They build hospitals and religious schools. So we are aggressive. No more no more na room. No more meow. To umbe ye hospital nesi wo. No more de adura ba bibia. We fune nya 6 months kra. Ukwa no more ye to egu ama. She say ye num say. Ya start no more target ye and then no more show ha na social media no more block it no more churo we na me mete ya me manko ba bia kura me ade cool but mo free enti and me kasa bebre omo mu senkrofo bi ye be wo mo generation bia no ma bondo bibi no mo de aba de bi omo wo bibi omo ye omo manipulate and no, they are not behind. They are always ahead of us. Obibini se me de bia me wo behind. Dio nyame de mi besi bia ma peneso dio nyame de mi besi bia ma peneso amano ene ye guso ne yeto ene nyame de yesi baby ope odi yesi baby opo enko asomwa chocho wuro eno ene eba ya bra boso de ye wo nyina from lithium to diabai so mo amefa kora nkwa ye nim de be ye omo ba build this any religion school de omo de ya abrehu seme ewo mu kura ne say school no so kwa ha wie na ukọ ho no so a untumi fa ya ade ukọ wo ho ka ho nti ohaw ni nyina ato ne say we you know bibini say untumi hwe then everything is done. Most of us watching me were born in the days after all these magic and demonic attacks were done. Ye nyina yeto obi ani wo no ma wedi over 2000 years was asase so ayeti sisi obi ani ho ti ye nyina omo wo ye ne ye beto ye na ye nhwe ye chi ye nhwehwe nti afa beduru baby na isa hwi ni wo no ana wo ho nti na no abaye no kore ama ye awo ye ni so baby ye ti ni na me say dabi 50 years 55 years ago ahabanya mi hu nyanya no na mi hu ni say nti me say mani aba me ho so mo ye nhwe na mo ma ye cross check obibi ni say dabi dia mi hu na ye we came to meet HIV, teenage pregnancy, religion, democracy, pharmaceuticals, sports, and entertainment, education, careers, taxation, etc. We came to meet it. Inti ye ntimi nya ho hwe. Moma ye mfa ne sa eno a na wo ho yagye atum. Me ba mo wo time na abrofo no ba ye no mo be trade wo Cape Coast Castle no. Sika ben na no mo use at that time pa mo wo omo tua tax ne ma hwana. Se na taxation no wo ho no ma ne ye kwa afuom kotwa ye niama ne ade a na ye mfa mboaboa ye ho atabrako ne nnoboa ne ye kono ne ye de boaboa ye ho ekosi isen. But we are seeing the problem clearly obi enim because it doesn't make sense. Eniama ye ni nyina nyanse enim ebi eni wadi ahoto obre ye dane wei ochena ye dane wei ye economy afa ha ekosi ya ye hu so ye de bibia ye political we no be ye sei na dum soko ye na we no be ye sei na nkrofo sika hye ye na bank udu sika koto na omo adum bank no na e de ete hu ani e de be na yetumi asolve. Me hu ye kora me hu sister problems aye hu go Ghana me hu se ba akupo sei asesa the same thing, pushing blames. From now I call Africans masters of pushing blames. Enye se ye nim ye problem ye nim se niam ne bebra ye ne ye jimisem kafra mo fa ncheme ye nyina ye ne tua e de ne ye beye. Now in our case, to tease a false redemption, we have run to hide behind the veil of spirituality. We the spirituality. And so we go and join some form of religious spiritual movement to harbor our shame of seeing all the wrong and doing nothing. And oh, you who say Christianity ne enye. Nti na yemfa yenko kramufo no ho. Yehu sa kramusum ne nya ne yenko Christianity ho. Oh, yenya yehu ani yehu sa nokure bi nim. Yenko Buddha, yenko Buddhism, yenko Shintoism, yenko ehe, yenko ha na ye cancerous na ye run around. Utu obubunifu say sit back. Look at yourself and look at your community. Obibini se mempene. Ti ye keep on holding on to our walls. Na ye kita mframa na ma ye make sebio mu fancha me. Eniama ye behave like beings. Spirituality ni nyina ba bia. We know that there is nothing. We keep moving. Na ye dane ye hu etotototo amnemu se mbo bi wo ye nim se de ye nenye. E den na preventing him from taking it out. Say mo me ye njira ho ne ye ntrai bibi. In fact, in natural fact, religion you wokro mu ayina de na ye ya na ye nananom kura sesi o moto teta asoso ti ni nyina cancerous ti ye gina ehu na chi na ye ma na ye old na bibia emba na nkrofo no omuguso didi omudi yenim 10 years 50 years nti de ebehu bia na ye yense ya de gi akoto baabi ye nkoto hwe still cancerous. First of all, we feel confident in this spiritual movement because they confirm the lies we always want to live in the form of the non-political, non-radical change makers. Ye pese ye hu te say we mu de omo ho no dwo oho no omo de papa bi beba omo de papa bi bebre de ye hu ani nti nda obo so we hu ntro na na watan ne ho no why say just because of what? Because population no edi ebi no achi na de odi anim no a oye ntro no wasua ntro ni yie na wa hye parasitic show no di echire nti ho de papa. So a Ghanaian will clothe himself as a peaceful Buddhist, a Vedic practitioner or a monk. All religious prophets and spiritual monks are projected as peaceful because someone no mo ho juo. Obi ane ho ju. A oti wo ba bi adin dia wo be ni bia ye o. Eno ne yetimu. So how do you become a radical change maker? Me dia papa nko na me dia me koken omo ba ye ya me o. Me ka kire ayi obi me baba akon say ade ni revelations obi asuro so obi hosti. Na me catch me baba so I beg you, I don't want to have enemies. I don't want people to hate me. You see? How do you bring change? If you are scared to ask questions and you are afraid to be telling the truth. And then I didn't sakraye beba. So what's the one do now when you and sakraye be anyone no beba? Because you have to travail to prevail. You do sorry. There just a question may say, so how do you become a radical change maker? Since obi are peaceful and I mean ni papa and I mean how do you become a radical changer? Because if you want to change something, it's actually not comfortable. Peaceful people, if they are really peaceful, omo obi uncomfortable situation. So how do you bring change? This is just a question. Spirituality provides the ease to also do all the harm against the people. Just like religion and the missionaries did while deceiving the people that they are peaceful prophets and monks. Meanwhile, they were lying completely, totally. Upgraded all sorts of things. I am giving you education. From healing to fortune telling to metaphysics and mysticism, spirituality is just a cover up for leaders to cheat the people further. I am a prophet or any lie to them. Now, what surprises me is that this person just lied on social media just 2 years ago. He's lying. Always he's lying. And we have people to defend it. Oh, wow. They just lie to them, oppress them, and live like holy royals over the people. They've never worked before. Living and feeding on people. Obia, sorry, I know why you're not some crofo, some obodroma men, jiska, usi ni ama men, you say, and I understand the universe. 80% of people here are earthbound and omuye follow. I understand. Anything spirituality is cancerous. And anything that will change you, say koto, sorry, you say faha kosia, you should wake up and do things all by yourself. If it's not like that, it is not spirituality. And I am saying this again with my 2 feet on the ground. Spirituality that focuses on you alone, leaving your continent behind. Forget it. In all this, it is the people who are ignorant of the fact that their inability to act in radicalism to stop systematic oppression is a result of demonic magic and hypnosis in so many forms. That is why you know that this bishop is lying. Abba, you know that this whatever is lying. But we see them lie, like they lie. Papa, mama, corruption is everywhere. And you are some are also stealing people's emotions and feelings in actual fact. So be so TV no try. Let's arrest them. It's equally corruption. Ana meboa, uko wiya sika, de ese me wiya no wiya. Nti ade ani ho so kan ese ye chew. It's serious so. Nkrofo to make kan niyama and na wo mama obi che se wo ka kire se bomb beto. Omubo ball ni wiya ya bomb anto a, you should be behind bars. That God cannot come and waste our time. This is what I'm saying. Anio, yanchiom. Na sa niyama we nyina into me and stop it. While we see the problem, you need to how you say anu we can't act because there is magic manipulating time in our biology. Yen to me act yo because manipulation nipa na dey like this is it. No we play with microphone intelligence. No we two microphone gukurom munko kana mundi for enemy. You've lied and that's it. And the leaders who should do something about it are forming spiritual calls to use these same tools of control to oppress further. Wow, and I make no. Almost yes, you near man no more diabe oppress yen. It's so funny and sad. Now, and also a topic for another day. Obroni will use religion to divide you and hypnotize you. Simple. They will select and train one of your leaders in spirituality using concepts they created to come and help you evolve. Into no, obe trainee doctor. Doctor no do abrochiro to me operating doctor Uganda. You do why this our topic up. And so no wa ha no use no ono no be prescribe edu na ma hu broni wa ha tax na ye tua whatever that is happening to us. Have you seen any obroni doing it to you? Omo be ti power ne kakra bia ma wa unua o de be ye wo nye doa de ye ti hunie ye nkosua power na di changes ba na ye nso yetumi oppress de oppress ye no but ye be kwa koju tumi ni bi ne ye de obey ye oppressor no na emu ye de abe oppress ye nua ohia ye moa se ye be yi na free o how ni. This is where we are. This is how Africans understand or see power. Ehin na di we di ye beko. Ehin na we di ye beko. Ye wo lawyers wo Ghana asemba ye tumi de kwa abonten ho. Ye wo lawyers wo Ghana, ye wo judges wo Ghana. Na so unu ade aye ne ya che ne firi ade kwa. Mpacho the same lawyers na no mutire ni ho. What's the point? Where your question do? Where your question Mr. Muami bisa mu asem keke. Because ye di bibia ebrem ho sesi enche say ye bisa question. Sesi ahemfo asem e wo police station. Sesi ebusuan asem so e wo police station. E wo court. Inti court ni police for no mo na power ni na wo munti ye bisa mu are we safe? Just a question no. Akwesi broni will use biological weapons to infect your people and make them sick. And he will build a religious hospital and train your doctors to pretend to heal you. Doctor for Miss Remo, cold na abasisia na ye ni malaria no munye anes. Mo ho aduru. Mo hwa is it ordinary? In fact, text ahodo a mo ye nyina, mo ya mo hu result, mo hu adeko eye. How many sicknesses na sesi e ba mo animu a? Mo ankasa mo hwa mo hu ne hwe. Mo jai so mo hu ne jai. Mo nye honest with us. They feel important. Oh, we are lawyers, we are doctors, we are this, we are judges, we are ministers, we be sese mo what the authority to make a white man bow before you. It's just a question. Ibi sam. Asema mi bi say nyansa sem o, emfa me ho tan. Because o kosua de pam o madam ho a so pamade bi kura sua pamade eche wo madam mumu case na tesen na makosua makoya akosua ade 5 years abeye doctors na still amutumi mu prescribe aduru a de otireli mu no mo de muntumi nya aduru nti ne korakora ne sen mo mfensi wona mo ankasa mo nwene ho esre mo a ti ne mekasa mo pretend say mo heal yenya platform no so you open mo say ente sa mo mrare yenka. In that case they have both ends of the coin. They can finish all of you in both ways. Ono omba ha ono wa finish unua no onim nyansa na nko betumi use nyansa na de beat no wa fa no training nti wa limiting automatically. Owie ye no de na besi wo so se ono prescribe na duru no ma no nku nti ono ne nsa ho clean nti odi wawu na wu no kura odi wu no wo ye so low so ono de ne nsa beba bedi wawu wa rent wa wu nua so nsa ama ne certificate square wo de paper wo to kura enye yie e no si ho no ono aso tete aduru no ma ti yenya na ye kunye ho nti even the universe will not hold anything against this aborofo ohunyansa moko ade na mukosua waye bibia bi style bia bi book no no anotro no de brew ono an na brew nyankopon oteso ono wa ma bibia bi wagye atom na wudi hu boy nti ha yen yankasa ade ne betumi aye this change abaya brabom obibini bema afa Kristo ema okita te se de awanya okasa te se de awanya orgasm and he says and why you vulnerable. How do you bring change? Yete hunanu niye menuanom onfa ne nsakore nkum because on person obedi umoja adokora wo form man so obedi hu for ebusua obegurumi wo nkrofo from court to baby yenya na yekuku ye ho enye obi no kumantwi o enye obi no kumantwi bu asia ko no de ne ti age akyerema enye obi no kumantwi. In the same way you will be born into a religious family. When you get tired, you look for an awakening, which takes you straight to a spiritual hub or guru who will also use churches and papo movement to take more from you, even put more fear in you. What is what? So what is the point? Abusia, who say wenye, me na me say tenase back. Naturally, I will bet me I na try na hwe maka asembone na uchi ebi honam kura tali omo ho kura usika no di no nya honam me efe no si eye wo choice e na make no obi ye ni wo bewu ama obi ya bewu ama ne ho. How do you even do this? When hu kremosum se nye wo so wo ko Kristosum na wo ya na wo e na Kristofo ye se ni nyina ya de kro no churches. How do you even do this? Because the same abrofo set up all the spiritual books and principles. Ana maka no omo bibia from astrology to who na nka wo astrology no wo obibini wo calendar hwe ba bia years ne nam hwe omo de ne zero no omo de be hye anim no wo obibini wo nkan 1 2 3 I will start from zero because unim say hwe ye hwe ehi fa na wo so wo dey fa ehi na wo so wo dey fa. Do not think what I am saying is only in religion or spirituality. I have said this multiple times that spirituality is cancerous. Cancer. It is everywhere. Look at what is happening in South Africa right now as we speak. Look at what is happening there. Everything is planned and well orchestrated with modern, skillful magic. South Africa, I was looking at these spiritual people, gurus, prophet, they will step into it and say something, meaning whether they don't see, whether they don't care, whether they, I don't know. We are angry with South Africans, because I don't know. And some even despise them. A big crack is here, yes. Wait, this kind of spirituality, they say, abrofone de to so. And no be divide or no wa conquer when we rule. Now feel say religion no mu to was to what. Nkola na sem bi omoka. Omo so we chi wo say wo hefa. Utu atwi. Atwi ka na kisi ka na to. Na etu atwi. Omo hu say religion until they have so many spells to release. And I will say then ade eye wunuanom no in natural fact all the gurus may then na mu hu South Africa mun kan yinti ana no de emfa fe mu bro obi anti obi aka na no atu. Because if you can see beyond the world and we will be these our brothers Omo ye so omo so omo ku Ghana for mienu so ye nuanom na ewu nti ye wo bibia ade ne ye nye bibi mboa omo ni yaka ya no atom ne yete ha no now ye prophet na no be fire when e wo ho no talk to God omo started dudula na ape na brofo no started say omo ye mechanisms omo mix concoctions enye concoction na mo no ma mo yem kotu no am cancer no ko worse no that's not the concoction I'm talking about. Almost started so almost makes a mechanism some crofo way aye omo adwene say omo be ye we die ya nya etu ye omo fa be ye be twen ana omo wi ana omo dane etu onu hwe ye so ana ye the spell na to omo so no wadane ahwe ni nua no so. This is what they did. Yet ya ye nka hwe. Spirituality is all about obi aware obi adwuma anyway wo papa te ase wo nana te ase wantumi ansi dan wantumi anta asase wo awie wo kofre de sama ide no wo de be ma wo Pacho wanta asase o te ase na ha na yi wanya hwe no show wie no kofre no wabere wodin. But to be honest no kwasem nie their cry has legitimate grounds ade omo ye no e wo legitimate grounds like e wo ne kwan so but it's just that the one who should have received their anger and radicalism was able to hypnotize them, diverting their anger towards the wrong people. This is where spirituality and kasa comes to play. Yenfa ya no nkeka spirituality. Yesua na ya smele na aflashe ya dwunim. Yetumi ya redirect gravity. Control is what is called spirituality. Someone yankrofo ni nya adwene ne pepepe enyina so ene de omo de be kono omo ntumi anso mimi wo bibia medane ma ode ahwe wo also. That is the situation right now. The energy direction is what we lack. The whole world understands that South Africa is tired of Abrofu taking over their land. They know. So what sense pa na me ka kire mo the other time no. What do you get in looking at somebody who has taken over your land and your kind that is squatting by you? Why na ka esa wo do anybody kono so? Say nye bibia na manipulate wa. Ask yourself this question. The whole world understand them. Say omo bre the pain is imminent and boiling up. We understand you in South Africa. But do you have control over the energy you are holding or you are carrying? Me see ebufuo ye the strongest frequency ever. But se wo ni control e wo ebufuo so a e be sell na sell 10 years. E ba so a e just 1 minute o e be spill a lot of things into you. Ebufuo me say e one of the strongest energies. Se wo yi orgasm everywhere. In fact ebufuo ho dancing all the energies. It can create a whole lot if it is controlled well. Anger energy bia we can do anger, we can do fear, and we can anger your energy if you know how to control it. Change start free ho. When it is exhibited rightly and correctly, mixed with a correct proportion, na say balancing no wo hwa, anger can bring a whole lot of change. We can talk about it one day. Akwasi Broni saw it. And he quickly turned on his demonic magic. Oh, who sent crofo way, omweni na abreno. Into your magic name, redirect at the end of the blacks in the snow. And they were able to misdirect the fire into themselves. When would the American? This is spirituality. They had a real sentiment. South Africans have a real sentiment. There are real South Africans who believe that Obroni must go and leave their land for them. They are there. Their anger is real. Unemployment is above 33%. Many young people in South Africa believe they have no future. Inti omo anger no eye correct. But how are they redirecting it? Omo mpe adwuma, who trained them like that? Hwe ade na ekoso wo ho no wahu. Senka yade a ampane ampa. Before say omo wo prophet, omo wo gurus, ni omo nya nhwehwanimu anka. This is where we need them. I'm telling you this fact. Because prophecy ni bi wo where there is no benefit. Na me obibini. Sa omo kwa kwa bobolo wo abrochire ho. Na so omo kwato bombo so omo ku omo ho na me ho atome. Nti nka fa me ho bai. Kaye ntwan kaye twan ka omo present ye hu ye donate wie na ye fi ho na esu di maya. eno na wo yire wo ho. What are we doing about this? Ubetimi planning ade pa. Ade we also is in the Bible. O se odiabafo no kodua ade, but ewiase na omokohwe ne nkasai na afifi wo. Na omubisa Nyankopon so omumane bo munyini na twabere ne so a obeyini de. All these codes are in the Bible. What are you people doing? The prophets in Africa, gurus, whoever in Africa, Nananom with a lot of kote in Benin. What are you people doing? Their pain is real. We understand them. They struggle to find jobs, improve their lives, and support their families. Anyone can understand why they are frustrated. But it's a Jimmy no mu Jimmy na yemiyan. Omo plan ni omo bibia you okay, but they didn't look for the source. Ntige no mo ye na mo edane ba mo so na omo buro omo ho. And yen so ayeti echire no spiritual people, gurus, prophets, and then ye. I can't say UN for na de no mo ye. Eno de mo ehu. Enyamani bi wo ho no ma. This is when spirituality comes to play. Enya man for marriage. When people are angry, that anger can be directed towards different targets. If it is, I can say anger neba. Na say ya mixing ye ni and directing ye ni and control ni ya. Ebeti ubet me fu ama wa wankasa kora wawu unim sa me say anger is a one energy me say wa ubet me fu ma wa fenti ne wawu nti anger a whole force and ho ye den in 1 minute wa act after more than 1,000 demons nti say unim na wan control ni ye betumi ase wankasa mpo a ubuo fu no. Instead of blaming the people or systems they believe are responsible for their problems, they can be encouraged to blame someone else. Ade way is eating Africans. Moteha no ho aba muntam. So obechi mu nua mu nyina mo mpo no. Na mu wi amabu mu nua no na nke niam na ka mo ho. Ya ehi eye ya. Ti e wakoso obi ni mu ne de akwa. Me se meti hoi ma me ho mra asam hwe. Me nya hwe o. Meti hoi. Apart from say meti ye kasa. Nhia me ba bia say me ni obi ampo mu time. Ma me ho mra asam na hwe. Just because maka religion asam. Just because makasa eyo obi ya, just because masha matade, just because masha me wig, ma me humra sem na hwe. Those of you who have lived in the village will understand this tactic. Mona mo beti ase pa. Wo betumi afua na obi aya na wo de akọ obi hu so. When there is a huge bushfire, me ma mo example no. It's heading towards your farm or cottage. What you do is that because you can't face the fire heading your way, you set a small fire on the path of the bush fire. You set a very small fire that you can control. When the large fire gets there, it mixes with the small fire and it loses its furnace. Therefore, becomes small fire. Inti say ye hiefu a mo de mo ma ye fa se de ye hiefu mponye. Ye bobo afuo na no. Ye bobo ewura ni gu ano se de ya enhye. Inti wo soja na wo de ba. Sa wo de kwa akoshe Maame Grace a metumi a redirect eja na kowo a ufie na akosho. Mo am wo akurase mu ni mu enyina ameken. Ani o se obi se koja me baabi na opese okun a obetumi atutu fom amona mu na ode ade akata so na one wakofa wo na wonam na wokoto mu ebi na eye South Africa fo no asem na omo pre ne de omo hwehwe no anka omo asem no wo mu but ase ho no omo anhwe ni ye na ase ho no omo anhwe ni ye ni so omo adane gya no prophet gurus monks e wa Africa nyina are shut. So what is your benefit? Mutina kurom ha ye dey. Mutina kurom ha mo ye dey. When ye president for na sem o, when ye ministers na sem, mo na mo sem wo ba yie na mo wotumi na mo husunsu mu niama. South Africa ene gya dem no. E ya de omo susu ye so omo de ba ye de wa ye omo. But obi a cast spell. E na omo redirect esifie ni mu. Ye nya ye gina nche na ye si ye hunde ne ye ye. Ye tifie ni mu na de ne ye ye. Pamocho from Kwame Nkrumah to whoever that decided to help Africa. Who so broni bi de kun no. Enye ye ya na ekun no. Some who adwen na ye tirim no. Then you quench it. Where sir, ye wo kwa befa so obedum gya no. Akwesi broni came to South Africa, stole their lands and corrupted their leadership, destroyed their Africa education structure and corrupted the youth with alcohol. Ekura omuji omoni wo mbie ni we in South Africa. Bibia to me koso wo ho, bibia to me si e wo ho no. The more America fi wa bibia to me si South Africa na to aso. Saadi any business see eba yekurum he kurum amofra ne nsa ene drugs to me nka say omo be say bibia say Ghana saadi ene na ekoso wa ha ba ha de yen nkola nsa omo nom ene me to me nka mo a mo so mo koye nkrof nkola yi text na omo akopa adwuma mo hwe niam edi akire bebrebe omo kan na omo atwa so ye hu ni omo ye na omo aye when the people became fed up and began boiling over using radical means to push the abrofo out. They changed the system and misdirected them against those who would help them fight off the abrofo. I told you the day now, me on the grave of Madiba no. Me catch it say you put sankrofo we your mobile bobo because some of ye last bones. Inti na me expect say spiritual people do be wura ade we mu. Said the Muslim mobile pam obi a mo ani so abiribiri mu a na ye fa spirituality ni en direct mu nko ba bi esa mo de mu anga ne de ko obi ada ehun asem kora ye nka bi. But what happened to the spiritual awakening class and the gurus in South Africa? They are shut. And Africa and gbongbong they bi omo wo bibika enie e ba ye no mo come not mo ntro no brofo no mo hwe ya omonti and they not seeing the plan. Have they suddenly become silent because they are afraid? Because we have people on the media who talk about Africa and then Africa, South Africa, for that speaks about Africa and Africa and Africa and Africa. This is it. They are shut. I have been watching since to see whether one of them will make video. Everybody is shut. It is Malema that is suffering. And the Ghanaians, or kind of spellings, the way it here. 300 Ghanaians, have they suddenly become silent because they are afraid? Omo balls are shrinking and are the spiritual people in South Africa. I call on you to carefully examine the causes of anti-immigrant violence in South Africa. I am begging. I call on all of you to carefully examine the causes of anti-immigrant violence in South Africa. I'm calling on all spiritual people, especially those in South Africa. These conflicts do not happen by chance, but are influenced by powerful political and economic interests by the Abrofo White Cross. That's what I'm calling on all these spiritual people. Why do I call them the White Cross? Why do I call them the White Cross? Because they call themselves so, not me. Abusia? There are so many Abrofo organizations in South Africa who are lobbying powerful Western governments and the military abroad to come and take over South Africa for them. You can investigate this. They are saying that there is a white genocide in South Africa. So the West should bring the military there to conquer the land for them. This is when these people organize these things in secret. Listen. The frequency is everywhere. So it will trigger some people with the bloodline. And then they will start to create something. But instead of the spiritual people to guide the frequency and where it should go, that's the problem. So they use the body. And the ones they are going to confront are not using only the body. They are using the body and the spirit. So therefore, whatever you are bringing, they use the other side to redirect it to your own tummy. This is what we are facing. So I'm asking the spiritual people in South Africa, why are you shut? This is coming, mark my words. If you don't do anything about this, and you sit there in Africa, it is not about turbans and headgears. Spirituality is not about turbans. It is not about what you wear. It is about exhibiting power and controlling power. This is what spirituality is all about. What is coming is huge. Their reaction is real, but the direction is not there. Most of these white cross-bagged groups in South Africa, including the main opposition party, which Abrofo started, oppose major land redistribution policies that are giving back stolen lands to black South Africans. They are not sitting down. They are not backing down. And if they get to South Africa, they will get to you. It is funny how we feel that, oh, this person should die. It doesn't concern me. This your case. It doesn't concern me. When they throw it, boom, it will concern you. I have said this over and over again that these people don't want you anymore. Now they know how to make babies, even with machine. Now they want their land. So we are not joking. I am cautioning you about this. You are sitting there. Wait for it. 10 years, 20 years to come. You will look for my words everywhere. Let's wake up. They are openly against black economic empowerment policies that will give jobs and upgrade South Africans. They know. This is their Monamwako school. It is there. Abusia, they want that land by all means. What is African doing about it? You think you were Ghanaian, you think you were Nigerian. South Africans are beating your brothers and sisters, so it doesn't concern you. When they settle there, they will spread, they will expand. This is how they behave. So, Bibia Fayehu. Africa is one Africa. Africa is one Africa. Oh. Somewhere last year, the USA granted citizenship to some Abrofu in South Africa. And allowing them to relocate to and stay in the US. This was just last year. And I learned that it is news. Please put it there so they don't think I am making things up. That the USA has brought us a lot of military tools and equipment. And what? For what? Are we warring? We want to stop Galamsey. We want you to take your mosquito lab out, back to your country. You are bringing us things. It is you that is warring. We are not at war. What do we need those things for? What are they telling us? You people should think about it, oh. I just ask questions and I draw your attention to things. Yes, I may be no movie, sir. So some return and said they don't like being abroad. South Africa, they want South Africa at all costs, at every point. They saw a burning danger coming their way and hypnotized Jacinta. Jacinta is hypnotized. I'm saying this. I am ready to perform ayahuasca for her. I am saying she is hypnotized and her cohort to set up a small fire that would misdirect the flames away from their White Cross Society and their quest to take South Africa from a before. It's a lie. It's not going to happen. That girl is hypnotized and she thinks she's doing something. Your kind is an enemy to you, but your reaction is a God to you. You are doomed. You are finished. As a woman, wow. Because you can speak English, whoa. Sin is sweet, but wait for it. African migrants were a distraction for the rake over. So as you think this has to do with immigration, it has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you this. We were here. We have one Africa. Nobody, even the whole world itself, no African should be an immigrant in the world. But it's okay if they look at your melanin and say you are different. But why are you carrying the same thing I'm carrying and you are calling me immigrant? That's where you will see the hypnosis. The fire is taking away the Ebibifu who will fight and help their brothers keep their land. I've told you, we started the independence and everybody copied it. They are the last baby we had, South Africans. They are our last babies. So when they invade South Africa with their Western military, we will sit and watch in amusement, like the match between South Africa and Mexico in the 2026 World Cup. We all saw it. We all saw it. When they talk to you in languages and symbols, I plead the so-called spiritual people can read it and then decode it for their people to know what is coming. The White Cross organizations, political parties, activist groups, and government action should not be viewed in isolation. Never. Instead, we must understand that they form part of a large network that shapes public opinion and government policy aimed at helping the Abrofu take over that land. What is Africa doing? UN, what are you people doing? What are you doing? It's just a question. What are you people doing? We have a whole lot to confront. The xenophobia that says they are fighting immigrants is rather a contradiction of the real truth. because they've been hypnotized. There's some truth in what they are doing, but the hypnotism in it, the spiritual aspect of it, Jacinta and her march groups present themselves as opposing foreigners. In my view, they are connected to foreign political and economic interests. I'm telling you this. They are all working for the Obroni and they know. And the deeper question is this. What I want to ask is this. Where are the Enlightenment gurus and African Renaissance advocates in South Africa? Where are they? We see them all over on social media. This is the issue. Where are they? What are they saying? Why are they mute? Why am I the one seeing this and talking about it? Why? They will target me while you are protecting your career. Wow. Continue. Go ahead. You are afraid of losing foreign donations if you expose the truth against the motherland. This is why Africa is at where it is now. If not, why are you people shut? I have said this before. We are okay. We've gone through a lot already. We can die for the young ones coming to have their freedom. Why are you scared at your age? You keep shouting, Africa. This is it. What are you saying? You can fool most people for some time. Oh, yes, it's okay. But someday, all of them will join the war. And you will not have it free. You think it doesn't concern you? Stay there. It is African. It's about melanated people. It is about the liquid. If it is running through you, when the fire starts from the bottom, it will get to the top. So sit there and think it doesn't concern you. Wait for it because it is coming. Mark my words. This is what I have to say. We should not get angry at anybody. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but principalities. It is true. Yes, our brothers and sisters have a clean and a genuine case, but somebody is redirecting that energy. You are a spiritual person, you are in South Africa. You are a spiritual person, you are in Nigeria. You are a spiritual person in Ghana, Cote d'Ivoire, wherever you go, Burkina, where you are shut, sitting down. Sit down. There is a fire on the mountain. Whether we confront it or run, lies beneath us. Shalom. Peace.